We're back on the Chef You and I with probably one of the funniest guys I know, Chef Glen Reid. And you know, the nice thing is that you're a happy chef. I've met chefs that I wouldn't want to be around because they're so depressed or whatever. What's the deal? I mean, tell me, what keeps you happy?
Yeah, working with people.
With people?
Yeah, working with people, and they're
Have you ever run
they'll
into...
always surprise you.
Right. Now, we were talking before the break about, I thought you had water in here, but you didn't. Tell me what you meant by that.
I meant that I need to salt the vegetables to push the water out.
So that actually the vegetables have water in them, and you're
Leaching the water out.
you're leaching the water out. Okay, so you at home that didn't know that, this is what this means. Okay, so what's next now, Chef?
The next, we're going to start on the next portion of the Thai tacos, which is the yum woon sen.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay.
And so how do we do that?
We have the water boiling.
Okay, you have the water
And
boiling.
Once the water has come to a boil, we're going to add the boiling water to the mung bean noodles and the carrots. Is to
Can we show this? I want to show
absolutely.
this so that you see this. This is what we're talking about. These are rice noodles, correct?
No, they're actually mung bean noodles.
Mung
not
bean rice.
noodles.
No, they're mung bean noodles.
No rice involved.
No rice involved.
And the reason I chose this, not only is it typical Thai street food, but it doesn't have any carbs involved.
Well, that's really important for this is really important for our folks at home because our show's a healthy cooking show and you're a healthy chef. So this is really important that there are no carbs in here. And then you have, what, is this like, how much of a carrot? Is that a whole carrot?
It's probably half a shrimp.
Half a carrot. So this is going to, actually, the water's going to be put on those, or we're going to put them in the water, right? Or you're going to pour the water over it?
Pour the water over it.
Okay, so tell people what happens with this type of noodle. It's not really a noodle. It's what?
It's a composition made from raw mung beans.
The beans themselves.
That are processed and turned into noodle.
Okay, and you can see it, a lot of times you can see this kind of stuff on television where they actually show you how they make it.
Right.
But then it just sits there for a few minutes, not a long time.
What the mung bean noodles do is you're actually making them relax with the water. Okay. You're not cooking them per se, but you're rehydrating them and making them relax.
Right.
And when you put the water over them, let them sit for a while, they won't seem like they're quite cooked. But then once you cooled them off, and they set for a few minutes, they'll become slightly tacky.
Okay.
And they'll relax and be soft.
Right, and that's one of the things. I did something with this type of noodle with a friend of mine who's from the Philippines, and she uses this all the time, and they're beautiful. Yeah. And they also use rice noodles too. Yeah, correct.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, are you going to pour that water over there now? Okay. So you want to do that? Okay. Now that'll just sit there for how long, Chef?
5 or 6 minutes.
5 or 6 minutes. Okay.
But you want to give them enough time to process and not under-process. Right. They've got to be tender, otherwise you're looking at problems. Okay. So there's no sense in getting a big hurry about it. They won't overcook.
Right, because they're not boiling.
Right.
They
this
just
is a
have
simple
water
thing. It's not going to overcook. So you don't have to worry about it. Get back to it. Test it. Okay. It's not necessary.
All right. So what's the next step besides that? Now I'm gonna watch the clock, and it's gonna be 5 minutes. Okay. Then what?
We'll move on to the items that we have to incorporate into the mung bean.
Okay. So what would that be?
That would be cucumbers.
Okay. We're gonna do a cucumber.
Well, I got an English cucumber.
Okay, and I'm gonna take it off for you. You think, but you can. So look at all that. How much do you want? The whole thing? You tell me, buddy.
I think half that cucumber is going to be enough.
Oh, you think? Okay. All right, we'll do that. So we're really having fun. Tell me something. Who's the funniest character you've ever met in your world of being a chef?
You know, we visited the funniest thing that ever happened to me in the kitchen, and I never answered you.
Yeah, you didn't answer me.
So I need to answer you because
Please
you need to know this.
Okay, I'm listening.
I still have to take a breath.
Take a breath.
When my wife and I first started working together,
right?
I was in between jobs. I was working at an airport coffee shop.
Airport coffee shop, okay.
Okay, she was very raw. She had worked in the jewelry business up until this time and didn't know that much about food.
Right.
So, okay, day before Thanksgiving, I need turkeys for Thanksgiving, right?
Right.
Okay, she goes to the store. She gets turkeys.
Right.
I come in the next day, 6 o'clock in the morning. She has all the turkeys.
Yeah.
They're as hard as bowling balls.
No, because they were frozen.
They were all frozen.
And what are you going to do?
So I put one in the commercial dishwasher with no soap to try to thaw it out.
No.
I put one in the sink with warm water and try to thaw it out, and put the other one in the microwave and try to thaw it out. I had one that was fresh, so I immediately threw it in the oven. So you can imagine the chaos that day of me trying to put out Thanksgiving dinner with frozen turkeys.
Oh, wow.
So,
I know the feeling. I did for 79 people in my place in Turkey. And I asked them for stuffing because I asked them or dressing. I called it dressing.
right.
So I used to work with the Hilton and the Sheraton hotels because what they do in Turkey is totally different than what we do here. A lot of home cooks boil the turkey. They don't bake it. But the dressing they thought I meant was dressing for your salad, not dressing. So I had to make enough dressing for 79 people. Huh? So where does this go next?
Into a vessel.
Into a vessel. Okay. What
So
vessel?
You pick your vessel.
Pick my vessel? This one?
The clear one, probably,
The
so
clear
everybody
one?
can see how this goes.
Okay. Hold on. This right here? Okay. Let's do it. All right. Well, that was simple.
So far, it's very simple.
Very simple. You can do this at home. This is not hard at all. So.
Then you were going to ask me about something else that was funny.
Right. I wanted to ask you something else, and I'm going to rinse this off for a second. I'll be right back. Hold on. And let me ask you, what was the other funny thing now?
All kinds of funny things happen to me.
You know, it's hilarious. People don't know what chefs go through every day, and for things not to. Oh, I have to tell you one. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
I used to run a home for the elderly, and when the chef didn't show up or the cook didn't show up, I got to do it. Well, on the menu one day was lasagna. They didn't have any ground beef at all. All those wonderful people got vegetable lasagna. They got no lasagna with any meat at all. And it was really funny.
I don't think that lasagna absolutely has
No,
that
I don't
meat.
think so
You
either.
don't
No, I don't either. But the people did. They went, "Where's the beef?" And when you're talking about old people, they're always looking for the beef, right? So it was pretty funny. Okay, so now you're actually working with your limes and getting them soft, right?
Yeah.
And rolling them. And now you're gonna cut them, right? Now, do you ever use a juicer, or do you just use your hand?
I have, but if you have a commercial juicer, you've got to tear it all down and clean it. So sometimes it's faster to squeeze it out than it is to break down the machine.
Okay, so you're using 3 limes,
Three
right?
limes.
3. Okay. Now what are you gonna do?
I think I'm ready.
I think you're ready.
Yeah, I think I'm ready. So
Okay, so do you need a strainer?
Yes,
Do you
ma'am.
need a strainer? Okay, so we'll get you a strainer, and that is, wait a second, right here. So we need to bring that over here.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and I will move this stuff right here. Okay, you want to bring it over? Right. And then do you need a bowl to put all this in the end?
Actually, after I cool the noodles, I'm going to dump them out on the board.
Okay.
So I can kind of mince them so it's not so stringy.
Okay, that's good. Oh, that looks beautiful. Look at that. Can you get a good shot of that? Now we're going to chop that all up, right?
Just slightly.
Slice it. Okay. Easy.
Kind of, yeah.
Oh, I can hear that crunching, and that's actually the carrot too, right?
Right.
Okay. All right. Now what? You're going to add all that to it.
Add all this back in here.
Set. Clean hands, folks, so don't get all of that in there. Oh, that looks delicious. Okay. Do you want me to rinse off your thing?
Sure, that'd be great.
I'll do that. Okay. So that way you have everything cleaned off. It's important to keep your board clean. Okay, so let's do this. Put that down there.
Or just lime squeezers.
Right. Go right. Now we're doing the limes. Okay, you're going to squeeze the lime in there. And you have great hands for that, right? Piano hands. And...
Actually, I play bass guitar. So.
Oh, do you? My dad was a jazz musician, and he was a pianist.
I haven't played in about a year, but...
Well, you should.
I was playing for a long time. I played with an alternative band.
Oh, great. You should...
It was playing like the grunge music out of Seattle. They were all
really?
15 years younger than I was. But I enjoyed it. It was high energy, and it was fun, but it was...
Now this is a trick.
I didn't fit exactly. They would.
Good luck. Good luck. That's hard for me. I don't know why.
But I had been playing bass guitar for so long
right.
that I could play anything that they played.
Oh, okay.
I said, just play a few notes, and I'll pick it up and I'll play it. I've never heard the songs, but.
But when you're a musician, you just kind of, I remember we used to have jam sessions at our house, and. My dad had not only a trio, but he had an orchestra. He had everything, and I don't know if you're too young for Kathy Carr, but Kathy Carr actually sang his songs, and she was on Lawrence Welk. She was all over the place.
Not like Vicky Carr. That's somebody else.
No, that's right.
Okay,
Kathy Carr. You can look her up. Okay, now what are we doing?
Now I'm punting with soy sauce.
Okay.
Because I'm not sure. I'm not used to making quite this amount, so I'm kind of.
You're kind of judging it.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what do you have right there?
A little bit of pizza pepper.
Ooh, that's good. Go right ahead. So that's maybe a quarter of a teaspoon or half a teaspoon.
I think it's going to end up being about a teaspoon.
A teaspoon? Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't want to.
Most chefs, most cooks that learned how to cook don't do it with measuring spoons and stuff like that. Okay, now what are you going to do next?
I'm going to add in the light soy sauce.
Right.
Now, classically, what's used in this salad is a fish sauce.
A fish sauce.
But in order for me to make this a vegan, I have to use soy sauce. Okay.
Okay. And I'm allergic to garlic, so you have not done anything that has any garlic, right?
Any garlic, right?
No garlic at all, which is a challenge sometimes. Go ahead.
So anyway, for the hospital, we have a large indigenous population in Las Colinas.
Right.
So we tried to make as many things vegan as we possibly can.
Right.
So it's easy to turn this into a vegan salad by just adding soy sauce instead of fish sauce.
Okay, that's fine. So let's see you do it. And then we just mix it?
Yep.
Okay. Can I mix it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you're just mixing it up like that. Right?
Yep.
This looks so delicious. I can't wait
Kind of
to
just pull
try
it
it.
from the bottom.
Pull it from the bottom. Like that,
Yeah, just
right?
like that.
That's good. Okay, and it gets every little piece out there, right?
Right.
Okay. All right. We've got it, man. That's cool.
In a minute, we're gonna check it for soy sauce. That's the only wild card in this bunch is the soy sauce.
Okay, here you go. Great. Now you can see the cucumbers and you can see the cilantro and everything else in it, which is gorgeous. I'm ready, I'll tell you what. Can I taste it?
Uh-huh.
Okay, let me taste it. Maybe. I like it. I like it.
A little more soy sauce?
A little bit. Right. But I can taste that pepper in there. Whoa! With me, soy sauce is such a wonderful part of a lot of dishes that I just love it. But that's really pretty. And that was so simple to make. Absolutely. That part of it was so simple. Now, when do you add this to it?
Okay, that's not being added to it.
That's something else?
That's another ingredient altogether.
Okay.
I'm going to throw these in the trash.
Just give them to me. They're right here. Okay, now what?
We'll put this aside.
Okay, put this aside.
I'm going
Can I
to
put
drain
this
the
over
water
here?
out of this. Yep.
Okay.
I'm going to drain the water out of this in the colander.
Okay. And we go to the second part of the step?
This colander already has
Okay.
some carrot in it, so it'll be okay.
And Chef, we're going to take a break on that note. We'll be right back on the Chef You and I after these messages.